Thanks for sitting down in the taco truck today. Yeah. Tell us your name.
Thanks, Sarah. I'm Tony.
Hi, Tony. I hooked you in. Tony and I go way back.
Way back.
Way back. Thanks for talking.
We've been there, we've done that, and here we are.
We've actually lived a lot of art in community.
We have. Absolutely.
Yeah.
With family school and our kids. And yeah, it's been really sweet.
It has. Did any of our story prompts resonate for you today?
Well, yeah, I think, how have the arts impacted my life? It's been a steady stream of impactfulness, I guess you could say. Even back when, I was 5 years old or 7 years old and making these creepy crawlers in my grandmother's oven and taking them on the school bus and selling them to kids that would throw quarters at me, and then I'd show up at school with my pockets full of change, and the nuns would look at me and go, "You can't do that." And sure enough, they shut me down.
But it didn't stop you from a life of creativity.
It did not. It did not, because I learned that you could adapt certain things that were meant for one methodology, and then adapt it and utilize it in another way, which I still remember bugging my grandfather to go to Toys R Us and buying 25 bottles of goop and 20 molds and just taking over my grandmother's oven, because this was a mass market type thing. There was a lot of kids that were throwing me money every day, so I had to keep up with that demand.
You had to meet the need.
Had to meet the need. And and then from that lesson learned, and I'd say it really served me well, because in college I ended up actually studying telecommunications and film, and my thesis was interactive television. But back in that day, 40 some years ago, what they defined interactive television to be was prehistoric, and I didn't have the patience to kind of move beyond, to absorb that and learn that way. So I met my wife at the time. We're now married 43 years. And kind of said to her, "Well, this isn't going to work. Why don't we do something else?" And I had read a story about the grandson of a balloon vendor on the streets of Boston who was selling these big clumps of balloons, and people were showing up and just buying balloons in clumps. And that was like the formation of this brand new concept called balloon bouquets. And we're like, "Hey, Vicky, how about we do something like that, but do it in our own way? Let's kind of create some ideas around that." And so we did. We created these different characters that would deliver the balloons and sing and do goofy stuff and tell jokes and have a lot of fun doing it. And that's what we did for 10 years. And so it morphed from this whole, I don't want to wait for for this interactive TV to come along. I'm way too impatient for that. So it turned into a balloon shop, and then that balloon shop morphed into what I've been doing recently, which is actually AI animated characters.
Tell us what it's called for context, since we have the context, actually.
What's called?
Is this still Balloonatics?
That's actually a subset. Okay. I actually created these Balloonatics characters that ended up on television, and now they're about to become kind of this AI animated mobile game.
Oh, the next iteration.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like you spent your life riding the wave and following the path to art in its various forms.
I have, and it's been really cool actually seeing my kids, a couple of my kids at least, follow in my footsteps with their own art and their own passion, and being able to kind of guide them and say, "Hey, because I'm who I am as a profession, if you come to me and you show me something that's mediocre, just because you're my son or daughter, I'm not going to say pat you on the back and give you a participation trophy. I'm going to tell you that sucks. Or thankfully, I'll often tell you that that's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they've grown up with their father, who's kind of their best and their best critic.
Yeah, and that's authenticity, and it, you know, doesn't artificially inflate anything for them. So
exactly,
a little bit of reality is good for all of us.
Yeah. So the arts has been really a current in my life, not only for myself, but with my wife and with the kids that I've grown and raised, and now my granddaughters. Oh my God, my oldest granddaughter, Amelia, probably said that one of the funniest things that I've ever heard. I actually tell this joke in front of, like, when I make speeches. It's my opening joke, just so I make sure that the crowd laughs. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm like the worst possible dad joke guy. And so I remember her saying to me, "Papa, I think you bought your jokes at a clown school that went out of business."
Not only is that a good opener, it's a good closer.
Isn't it now? Yeah. So that kind of defines my life.
Thank you, Tony.
That's it. Thank you, Sarah.
Appreciate you sitting down.
My pleasure.
Awesome.
We have all received a gift, an expected or anticipated gift for a birthday, anniversary, retirement. Each time we receive that gift, whether it meets our expectation, we feel something. Happy, sad, disappointed. The gifts that are unexpected, unconditional, small or large, have the potential of changing the trajectory of a life. Someone pays for your groceries when you're out of money, leaves you a big tip just when you think you can't afford your rent. Those are the gifts that ease our fears, make us grateful, and want to help others. This is a space where we share how those gifts, big or small, make a difference and change our lives. Welcome to the Starfish Connection.